Before heading to the bus stop or school, families, students, and our employees will need to do a health check each day. Like our employees, it's important for students and families to review every question. If you answer yes, your student should stay home and let your school or teacher know. When getting on the bus, students will keep their masks on and fill the back of the bus first, leading up to the front of the bus with only one child per seat. There are exceptions for members of the same household. From arrival to departure, physical distancing is a centerpiece to every effort throughout the day. Every classroom is partitioned with specific areas dedicated for each desk. There are also markings to show the walking patterns that students should follow. At every grade level, the desks themselves have been adapted with 3 sides of protective barriers. Students will each have their own supplies to avoid sharing, and will also have a basket as an additional place for storage. The daily schedule should be similar to what your student is used to. Elementary students will keep to their classroom for the majority of the day, but they will still have other instruction like music, art, PE, and library, which for the most part will be taught virtually.
Handed out the teeny tiny cups of juice.
Run it in place on the other!
If you could grab your watercolors.
Hope you have a great day.
Times 4, how do we write that? 4
Middle schools and high schools will also generally follow the daily schedule that students are already used to, but transition times may be staggered a bit more to allow in-person students to move from one class to the next. Across all schools, teachers will have the ability to interact with both virtual and in-person students throughout the day. That's called parallel teaching, and many of our teachers have trained on this approach throughout the winter.
And all these things work together to make a what?
At most schools, classrooms will also serve as lunchrooms. Students will continue to have the option of either a free school lunch or bringing their own bag lunch. Recess and outdoor activities will still be part of the daily schedule, but will involve physical distancing. Classrooms and teachers will have the personal protective equipment they need, which includes sanitizer, disinfectants, masks, and other materials. There will be increased efforts on cleaning everything from bookshelves to buses to make our schools as safe and clean as we can. We're getting closer to the way things used to be, but there's still no doubt that school looks different. Students and staff are masked. Plexiglass is being utilized throughout the buildings. Personal protective items are in full supply, and daily routines involve more hand washing and disinfecting. We are moving forward and working to make sure that every Henrico County employee, student, and family member is safe at school.